Master your destiny on 99 FM.
Welcome to the MYD Studios. Toya Delazy, we are delighted to have you in studio.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
And we were at your concert yesterday evening.
Yeah.
You were definitely rocking the city for Windhoek, and we were very excited to see Windhoek come alive. You've got such an incredible stage presence and energy on stage. Where does that come from?
Where does it come from? I just think it comes from loving what I do. It naturally just happens. I'm not putting like extra effort to, do what I love. So right now I feel like I'm in the best space.
Awesome.
And I guess that's where it comes from. Yeah.
The part that came before you met the band, what was that like? When you weren't 100% sure, you knew what you were doing and what you wanted to do, music obviously, but you weren't necessarily in your groove.
So that part, it was frustrating, really frustrating, because as much as I've been quite popular for, pop, but I've always been a rock and roller. I grew up around goths and punks in Durban. That's how it all started. I'm actually from a little village in KwaZulu-Natal called Mahlabatini. There's no rock or punk there. So everything started when I went to Durban. And seeing the rock and roll kind of, sparked a seed in me. And I always wanted to do it. But then when I got signed, being a pianist and singing super smooth, the label kind of put me into this, like, super pop mold. So I'm finally doing what I want to do now, yeah.
That's fantastic. And in the time when you weren't doing what you wanted to do, you mentioned that you were frustrated.
Yeah.
And that's often the case for many people, is you're in a space, you might know that you want to be in this kind of space, but you haven't found that actual thing that just fits.
Yeah.
And I'm sure for you, as you said now, it being into goth music and rock music, and this was...
Sounds heavy, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It might not be what people would expect.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing, what I love about it, I think, is the energy. What I always loved about it is that each time you're going to go to the Winston or whatever, or Burn, it's going to be a vibe. Everyone, we're rocking out, everyone's having a good drink, and I just love the energy of the music. Being a person who plays an instrument, it's nice to move with the sound, and I got restricted by backtracks because I got to the point where Toya was so popular, you just come through, play a CD, I don't even have to sing, you leave, and you go, it did nothing for my art, so I had to get there. It's either I just settled for fame, or really work hard and really dig my heels in and follow my passion, which I feel is what everybody witnessed yesterday.
Absolutely, it was definitely alive on the stage. What advice would you have for anybody listening that is in a similar situation, that they know what they want to do in their life, but they haven't just found that thing yet, it hasn't clicked yet?
Inevitably, you can't lie to yourself and be a happy person, so you need to kind of value what is more important for you. Is your happiness important, or is the narrative of what you think people want from you? When you feel like you have a purpose, you can do anything. So I'd just like to say, if you are sitting at home and you're like, oh, I hate my job, you wake up every day depressed, going to do something you hate, try it, take a risk. I took the biggest risk of my life, packing up my life in Cape Town and going to London, to a place where people didn't know me yet. I didn't know this would happen, and now we flew in with the entire band.
How amazing.
So yeah, take the risk. It's never too late. I think honor your heart.
Yeah, absolutely. So the honoring of your heart was moving to London, and then that was what opened up the doors to finding your groove, and now you've brought it back to Africa to say, this is what I found.
Yeah.
And you're in the process now of touring the whole of Africa to share your sound with Africa.
Yes. Much as I can.
Fantastic. And you've just performed in Windhoek. What was it like? What do you think of your Namibian leg of your tour?
I loved it. I loved every part of it. Despite the fact that we had just flown in from Zimbabwe in 1.5 hours sleep. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what the people here would want to hear. Actually, I was speaking to one of your colleagues right now, and He was like, yo, I didn't know you guys are so rock and roll. And that's the thing. It's all we were branding, and I didn't know what would happen. So I loved it. The audience loved it. The audience was diverse. I love diversity, and we really had a good time. So I definitely want to come back.
You heard that? This song is called Forbidden Fruit. What should I do? You're all you are, you love who you love, you do what you do, and we're all just people. Moving through this hood, we all just equals. But it's all about content and character.
Oh, I love that. The content of character. Absolutely love that. And it's something so beautiful to aspire to, because when we're all in our own space and really living up to the magnificence of who we are as individuals, it's just such a beautiful thing to see.
Fully.
How do we get there, though?
Freedom. Freedom of oneself. We limit ourselves too much. We often think we just can't do it, even before we try. I mean, everyone's following a narrative. We're way too limiting. We're way too, we think too little of ourselves.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what I think. And there's so much capacity. There's so much we could do. So I'm thinking that's how you get there. That's
Absolutely. Do you think we're just going about it in the wrong way at the moment? Because there is this underlying tension that's still brewing in Africa, where we're attacking one another, when if we stood together, we could be so powerful.
Yeah, I mean, Africa's a bit of a complicated one, because too many people are poor. When you're poor, it's not easy to even start thinking of these philosophies. When you're poor, you don't even care about animals. You need to think about yourself first.
Yeah.
So, I think before we, break all these barriers, we need to treat our communities. We need to uplift our communities so that we can get to this place. And how do we get there? As you're right, we need to stand together, but we actually need to take initiative and really start teaching the right things, because without pure knowledge, I don't think we can get to where we're going. We'll just keep doing the same old loop, same old stories. One day there'll be somebody else trying to say the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What does freedom mean to you, to Toya?
Just being, being. I'm a Zulu, full-blown Zulu. We've got our cultures, more so. I'm from the royal family.
Yes, I believe you're the granddaughter as well of Mangosuthu Buthelezi.
Yeah, yes, I am. And with that comes a certain narrative.
Yeah.
You're meant to be this, that. For me, freedom is not rebelling against it, but just being who I want to be. I can't be what people want me to be. That is it's almost like you get people in Africa that are super talented. All the great talents end up being exports because they can't be themselves at home, and that's a pity, because we need to be
tragedy.
here. Yeah, so that's freedom. Freedom is just doing what you love. I feel what I'm doing right now is freedom,
Okay, great. Yeah. On that point then, please share with us, please feed us mentally and inspire us on how do we really find our passion?
Oh, how do you find your passion? It begins, honestly, with your emotions with me. This is how I compose how I feel. And from how I feel, I kind of act on that. If I'm feeling sad, I'm definitely going to write something to heal my heart. And this is how, for me, this is how this whole music thing came about. I went through a loss. I lost my mom, which is for me, it changed, it rocked my whole world. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I was 18 and I was super depressed. I was actually an athlete before, and I thought I'd be an athlete. I mean, I ran for South Africa, I played hockey, and after that, I kind of just got over it, and I really focused on music, and music heals. I mean, this is how I found my passion, and I started writing songs that inspire me, make me feel better, and that's how I think you do it. You need to do something that inspires you. It needs to make you feel good. If it doesn't make you feel good, then perhaps it's not your passion.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really good advice there, because it's just as simple as what makes me feel good. And when you start asking those introspective questions, you find out.
And it's okay to feel good.
Yeah.
Sometimes people think it's wrong. It's okay to love yourself.
Absolutely.
Loving yourself is a good thing.
Yeah.
That's how you grow and succeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So will there be another tour of Africa coming sometime soon?
Well, let's see. Yeah, let's see what happens. I think we're gonna have to rest after this. It's been crazy.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any message that you could share with us? Anybody that's listening, your message for Namibia?
Oh wow. It's okay to be a dreamer. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be a little bit crazy. That's the ingredients you need to do big things if that's what you want to do. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for your support. Thanks for having me in your beautiful country. And I hope to see you guys again.
We hope to see you
I have a
soon.
lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun chatting with you. Thanks for coming to inspire us. It's definitely the person behind those lyrics and that stage presence comes through.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
definitely,
the
there's a
point.
powerhouse behind. And we
you
wish you
so
so
much.
much luck for the rest of your tour. We look forward to having you back in studio when you're next in Namibia
Yeah.
to come and rock us away again.
Oh,
Thanks
for sure.
inspiring us.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. Thanks, Toya. Cool.
Master your destiny on 99 FM.